Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you are having a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day here in Michigan, very sunny and warm, and I love it. So for today's video, I wanted to do a tour of my house. So to give you some background on our house, we bought our house during the COVID pandemic. I think it would have been 2021, yeah. So we've been in it for almost 2 years and we have really enjoyed it so far. We haven't had to make too many improvements so far. There's just been a few small things. You'll see in this video our basement. Our basement is the part that we've had to do the most work on. When we moved in, the basement was mostly unfinished. We have really just started laying the groundwork for things. So when we bought our house, we learned that the house was written down to be built in the year 1900, but we learned from the realtor that it was most likely built earlier than that, but because of how they kept records back then, they don't know the official year that the house was built. So apparently that's a common thing to just put down if it was likely built before then, to just put down the year that it was built as 1900. So the house is at least 120 years old. Not all of it for sure. There's definitely been a lot of extension built on since the house was built, but the bones are about 120 years old, if not older. I did film the house tour on a different day. I just didn't have time to film an intro. Let me go ahead and show you the house. Okay, so this is the front of our house. The gray is an extension that they built on that is a closed-in porch. All of these flowers, these and these are ones that I planted last year. So this is our main flower bed by our front entrance. And it's definitely still a work in progress, but I do think it's super cute. This is our mudroom. It is currently taken over by my planting. This is a chair that I want to refinish at some point that I got for free from a family friend, but I just thought the color of the fabric was so pretty. I'd love to refinish the railings so that they're like a cool wood, like cool toned wood and not so warm, because I think the cool wood and the warm of this like amber orange would be really complementary. So anyway, I'd love to refinish that at some point. I think that'd be so cute. This is kind of just a catch-all for all of our stuff coming home. And so going into the house, you're gonna see a lot of our cats in this video, which obviously we live with cats, so that'll be that. This is our kitchen. We haven't really done much to it since we moved in, other than putting up the handles that the previous owners left, which was super nice. But we haven't done much to it, just like decorating and stuff. I would love to replace these countertops at some point, because this is just like a veneer top. When we moved in, it was like peeling up at some points, and then this like wood outer part of the countertop is just not in good condition. So that's really the only thing I'd like to change. Otherwise, I think it would be pretty to not have the cabinets all white, but that'll be a way future topic. I recently found this table just posted on Facebook Marketplace, and I was originally going to refinish it and sell it, and I'll still refinish it, but it actually works really well in this kitchen. It's kind of the perfect size for like a little island. I don't know, we might keep it. I think it's really cute. It's got You can't really see it right now. It does need some work, but it's cute. It's just got cute details, and you can tell that it's pretty old, so yeah, we might keep it. I don't know. From the kitchen, we have the guest bathroom, and again, we haven't really done anything to this room, but for whatever reason, the previous owners, when they redid this kitchen, they put a double sink vanity in here, and although that's really handy, there's only one bedroom on this main floor, so it's not really useful. So I think it'd be really cool to replace the double vanity, but have some built-in storage that we can use for more cleaning supplies. I'd love to have a place to store our like vacuum and mop and carpet cleaner and stuff. So that's also on the to-do list to redo at some point, but for right now it's completely functional. And then we have a shower in here that we don't use because it's only me and Brian, but very nice to have that. So then next to the bathroom in here, we have our laundry room, which is actually really big. There is a ton of laundry in there, so just disregard that. I'll get to that eventually. But we do have a stacked washer and dryer, and then a lot of storage behind here. We have floor to ceiling storage, and then we have our deep freezer, and then we have cat litter boxes and stuff. I would love to build a shelf and cabinets on this side eventually, because again, more storage. And I think it'd be nice to be able to enclose the cat litter so you don't have to see that when you're going in there. So then coming back through the kitchen, we have a pantry right off the kitchen that used to be a bathroom, and at some point in this house's life they took out the bathroom and then turned it into a pantry, so that's been extremely nice. It's a nice big walk-in pantry. Then we have extra storage right there. We have some cats living their best life. On our right, we have a spare bedroom. This is one of the rooms that I would love to really do a full redo on. The floors in this whole original part of the house, which is this spare room, the dining room, and the living room, and the sunroom that I'll show you in a minute, those all need to be refinished, because at some point these are the same floors, but they like sanded them and only refinished half of it, and I don't think they sealed it correctly because the floor's sealer is like picking up all over the place. So the floors will definitely need to be refinished at some point, which will be a huge undertaking, but I think I'll probably start with this room to do a full remodel on. We just have our dining room chairs right here because I'm currently refinishing our dining room table, so that's what those are doing there. And then we have this closet. You have a desk over there. I haven't decided if I'm gonna keep that at this point. I am in between pulling it out and refinishing it because it would need sanded and refinished, but add it to the list. So on the other side of this, we have our dining room with cats included. So our dining room, we typically have a table right here, but I'm currently refinishing that table, and it's turning out really good, so I'll show y'all when it is done. But this is our dining room. It's really big, and it really fits all of our needs. However, again, the floors will need sanded. And then the room through there is a sunroom that at some point the previous owners closed in, which is wonderful because it's like added room and it goes down to the basement. However, we still have an external window right here and in the living room to the sunroom as well, and it's not really necessary, and it makes heating and cooling in the summer kind of difficult. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. I might eventually open this side up to the other side. I don't know, way down the line. But for right now, I love this room. I think it's really pretty. I'm really excited to finish getting this table resanded. The table has been in my family for many generations, and it just needed a lot of work. The veneer and the sealer on it was peeling up in multiple spots and breaking off. And then there were scratches all over the top and the side, and so it needed a lot of work. I'm in the process of finishing the top, and then I'll move on to the bottom, but so far it's looking really good. It's a big, like, round table. So then over here we have our living room. Again, this is a wonderful room, and we didn't really need to do much to it. We do need to paint all of the walls in this house because they're like this really dark gray, and it just makes the space feel smaller. But there is this beautiful archway. So I love that it kind of separates the living room from the dining room in some way. I've got all my plants kind of in this opening as well, but this is the living room. There's this built-in bookcase over here that is wonderful. This is the part where I said that there's windows in here too that are external windows. So these used to be facing outside on the other side of this wall, but when they closed in the sunroom on the other side, there's no need for the external windows in there anymore. So I'm not really sure what we'll do with that, but for right now we just leave them open. In the heat of summer and in the really cold of winter, it's really difficult to keep the sunroom the correct temperature because it is so closed off to this side of the house. So that is something that we'll have to address at some point. I also have this area over here that I'm planning on doing a cat wall from floor to ceiling with like scratching posts and shelves, just to give them some added room and fun. And we don't really have any other use for it because it's just right behind the couch. So off of the dining room, we have the stairs that go up to the second floor, and these stairs are kind of falling apart. They're definitely like safe and functional for right now, but the carpet on there is horrible carpet, and they just will eventually need a lot of work. I would love to open this wall up a little bit more and then have a railing just for safety reasons. I think it would be really nice to have this a little bit more open. We have these lights on the side of the stairs because it gets really dark up here, because we have that light right there, but it isn't very bright. And anyway, so going up to the second level, directly on our left when we come upstairs is our spare room. We don't really have a purpose for this right now, so it'll eventually be like a nursery or kids' bedroom, but right now we don't have kids, so we're just using it for storage and litter boxes and all that fun stuff. But it does also need a lot of work. First of all, I hate ceiling tiles like this. I don't know what it is about them, but they just remind me of like school or being like in an office building. I would love to like drywall the ceiling at some point, but this drywall was not done correctly too, so that needs to be redone because it's pulling up in multiple areas, and the floor is like this. It looks like it's wood, but it's definitely like this foam floor, and it's again pulling up in multiple places. I don't think they like adhered it correctly, and so I would love to have actual wood floors at some point, but we'll see how long it takes to get there. So we keep this door closed because we like having our bathroom and bedroom to ourselves. Okay, so this is the main bathroom and main bedroom. This bathroom is actually very big and we have everything we need. Again, we didn't really have to do much to this bathroom when we moved in. However, I would like to redo it at some point just because it is so big and the space is not utilized at all. There is also a window hidden. I only discovered this like a couple months ago, but there is a window, original window hidden behind this shower. It's closed in, so we can't see outside from the shower, but I would love to redo how the bathroom is configured and be able to uncover that window as well, just because I love natural light. But this bathroom is still very nice. We love it. I have thought about bringing the double vanity from downstairs up here just because this is the main bedroom with 2 people using it and it would be beneficial, but again, it's kind of configured weird, so it would not fit with everything the way it is right now. And then going in here, this is the main bedroom. Again, we really didn't have to do much to it when we moved in. I would like to drywall the ceilings at some point, and then the walls definitely need redone. They're currently these wood panels, so I'll probably just patch all the holes and then paint them. When we got a new bed, when we moved out to Michigan, we got a California King, which is great, but it's so big. So it kind of takes up the majority of the room. And then we have our closet over there, which doesn't have doors, so that's another thing. But this room has a lot of windows. It gets a lot of natural light, which is really nice. So yeah, this is the main bedroom. I will take you downstairs to see the sunroom and the basement. Okay, so then going to the sunroom. So like I said, this room used to be a porch, and then at some point in this house's life, the owners enclosed it. So it's very nice. I've got all my plants, and then we've got a lot of storage in these cabinets right there. This room is not insulated well whatsoever, so it is freezing during the winter and extremely warm during the summer. Plus these windows, I think I'll show you a good example of it. I think these windows are original to the house, meaning they're extremely old. Plus these windows are only 1 pane windows. And as you can see, there's like gaps to the outside elements there. So it's on my to-do list to at least try and find a way to close up those gaps and seal it to keep in a little bit more of the AC this summer than we were able to last year. And then eventually I'd love to take these windows out and get new windows put in. I'm not sure if we have to take off all of this tongue and groove siding. It's beautiful. I don't want to lose it. So I think if we had to take it off to insulate behind it, I want to try and save it. Yeah, that is the sunroom. These floors also need redone. I think these are the original porch floors, so they've definitely seen a lot. There's like paint from, I assume, when they painted this room. They're coming up in multiple places, and obviously the stain, I don't think they sealed them, and then the stain that they put on them is coming off as well. So that'll need redone at some point too. So going downstairs, this room is definitely still a work in progress. It was completely unfinished when we moved in, so we're going through the process of finishing it and making it usable. Currently it is usable. We use it for like our office. We have TVs and both of our computers down there, but it is cement floor. It is cinder block siding. There is a couple leaks from the outside that when it rains heavily, we get water down there. So it definitely needs a lot of work that we're slowly going through the process of doing. Okay, so then this is the last part of our house that I haven't showed you. This is our unfinished basement. This is the part of the house that we have done the most work on over the last year or so of living here. And it's definitely still a work in progress. So the first thing we did when we moved in here was paint the floor because it was just unfinished concrete and it definitely needed to be painted. And then everything was painted before we moved in, was painted this beautiful blue, which the ceilings as well, which the ceilings are open to the living room floor and everything. But so this is next on the agenda for sure, is to paint these blue walls, and they'll need sanded down because I think they used to have a room length mirror up here because this used to be a dance studio apparently with the previous owners. So there's like old glue and stuff stuck on the walls. And then this is our dungeon. This is Brian's computer. He has his dual monitors. And then we have 2 TVs, and then I have my computer over there, which I do my streaming on. So since this ceiling is open and unfinished, I am in the process of closing it in with drywall. However, all of these studs are unevenly spaced and they are different heights as well. So it makes it very difficult. Plus, I have no way of transporting large sheets of drywall. So currently, I hung these little sheets of drywall just because that part is open to the other side of this basement, which is completely unfinished and houses like the water heater and furnace and our pump and all of that fun stuff. So I don't want that to be open. Plus it lets in a lot of cold air. So one thing that I did when we moved here is this used to be a brick fake fireplace. And I took out all of the faux brick and all of the drywall that they had framed in this part right here to be even with these walls. And that was drywall and faux brick on top of that. And I took all of that out and then I opened this up, painted all of the brick back here. That was the old fireplace that was upstairs, I think. But it was just exposed old crumbling brick. So I painted that and sealed that. I drywalled in over here and over there. That was open to the other side. And then I closed in this and built some shelves for all of our gaming systems. And obviously I still need to finish closing this in and painting it and everything, but it's definitely a lot better than it was before. So then coming back here, this is the table that I'm currently refinishing. It is a beautiful table, so I'm in the process of sanding it and sealing it. So that's the work in progress for right now. But this side over here was completely open to the other side. It was not drywalled in at all above where that cinder block was. So I drywalled that in and insulated behind it, and then I'm currently in the process of sanding and painting it. And then once I get that finished, I will finish drywalling up here and getting rid of all of these wires, and eventually we'll have a pretty ceiling. And then yeah, this is all just a work in progress right now. I would eventually love to put down vinyl flooring probably, and then I think I want to do tongue and groove panels or something on these blue walls cinder block walls to tie in with the rest of the house, just to make it feel more cohesive. But it's functional for now, so we're gonna stick with that.